The San Diego Opera wants you to throw out any preconceived ideas you might have about what opera is, because these days, opera can be this, or this, or even this.
My favorite part of this whole process is when that band plays on stage for the first time, as they were about an hour and a half ago. They were doing their sound check, and hearing them in their full glory is always just, you know, it's so exciting.
Exciting because it marks the first time the San Diego Opera is staging a mariachi opera.
Yes, and the reason is there is only one. This is the very first. It premiered in Houston. They were the ones who commissioned it.
It all started with the music of Mariachi Vargas. Once the artistic head of the Houston Grand Opera heard them, he commissioned Cruzar La Cara de la Luna, a mariachi opera. That's where director and librettist Leonard Foglia came in.
Well, the only directive I was given was I'd like to create something that would have meaning for the Hispanic community in Houston. I knew right away I wanted to tell a story more from the Mexican point of view than from the American point of view.
My character is Diana Velasquez, and I am the American-born granddaughter of the main character, Laurentino. When we start out, we see Laurentino basically on his deathbed.
At first, I worried about being the one writing the libretto, not being Hispanic. But you know, my heritage is Italian, and my father came over from Italy, and I'm first generation. And once I hooked into remembering a lot of his sense of displacement and his sense of always longing for the old country, that I really grew up in that kind of environment myself.
Because the powerful thing about it is it does touch on cross-border issues and who are we? If we come from another culture and we're born here, or if we're from another culture and we choose to live here, do we change? Are we different people?
The question for Foglia was, are we telling a very specific story, or one that also has universal appeal? His answer came when he took the opera to Paris.
The moment I knew that it was more than just a border story here in the United States was we had our final dress rehearsal, and one of the executives, the head of the Châtelet in Paris, a woman came up to me and said, I just want to let you know that I brought my children to the dress rehearsal because I thought they would enjoy this music. And when I went up to them afterwards, they were with their nanny who's Croatian, and said the nanny was in tears. And she said, oh, did you like it? And she looked up and said, it's my story. And I guess maybe the melding of the Mexican-American story and my own father's Italian-American story, I realized that it's reaching a little bit beyond into more universal territory, which is what I had always hoped.
And it does reach a different audience. And there are many people coming to these performances of Cruzar who have not set foot in the Civic Theatre before. We already know that.
The 2 Saturday performances are on the verge of selling out.
I've never seen so many butterflies here.
For Wheeler, the attraction is about blending bold innovation with familiar themes.
It's just about family, and I think we can all relate to that. It's just a family story, and it's really beautiful.